What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my Family Fun. You may be wondering why my voice is quieter than usual. I got my COVID shot today, so that's why I didn't record Friday. It was in this arm, so yeah. Trying to do our read alouds. So that's why my voice is a little bit quieter than usual, and weak, kind of, because I got my COVID shot, So we have our nursery collection, our Whippy Kid. I forget the other one, but let's do our Pokemon. So last time we read, which was 2 days ago, we read about Nidoran and all of his upgrades. So now we're going to read about clarifies two things. Fairy Pokemon, type Fairy. Groups of Clefairies gather to play under the full moon. When the sun rises, they retreat to their mountain home and snuggle together and sleep. How to say it? Clefairy, I think. Emertal height 200. Metric height 0.6 meters. Emertal weight 16.5 limbs. And metric weight 1.5 kilograms. Possible moves: pound, growl, encore, sing. Double slap, defense curl, follow me, minimize, wake up, slap, bestow, cosmetic, power, lucky chant, gravity, moonlight, sword, power, light screen, healing wish, and after you. So this is what his first upgrade looks like. So now we're going to learn about his second upgrade, or his last upgrade. So this is Clefable. Fairy Pokemon. Type Fairy. Clefable. Let's just call him Fairy for short. Moves with such lightness that it can skip across the water, perfect for a moonlight stroll on the surface of the lake. How to say it? Clefable, I think. Emertal height 403. Metric height 1.3 meters. Emertal weight 88.2 limbs, and metric weight 40.0 kilograms. Possible moves: sing, double slap, minimize, and metro. He only has 4 attacks. So that was his upgrade. I know, I'm sorry, my hand sucks. I can't use this hand because my COVID shot. But it was my last COVID shot, so I'm happy about that. So the next time we were to read about Vulpix. Vulpix only has, I think, 2 upgrades. So that was our Pokemon book for today. Let's read about our nursery collection. So last time we actually read a story. Wait, I think. Did we read a story? No, we read the Beehive. Yeah, we did read a story. We read 2 stories. I forgot. We read a story called Floppy Bear, and we also read another short story called The Beehive. So now we're going to read about Dancing Around the Maypole. Dancing around the maypole, dancing all night, all the day. Dancing around the maypole on the 1st of May. Dancing around the maypole, what a merry bunch. Dancing around the maypole till it's time for lunch. So there's a picnic and flowers. If you're wondering why I'm going like this, I'm making sure you guys can see the pictures. Dancing around the maypole, shouting out with glee. Dancing around the maypole till it is time for tea. Dancing around the maypole, blue and white and red. Dancing around the maypole until it's time for bed. So I'm guessing this is the maypole. So that was Dancing Around the Maypole. The next time we read, we're going to read about Teddy Bear's Picnic. So that was our nursery collection for today. Now we're going to read our Diver Wimpy Kid. So last time we read about how Uncle Gary is moving into the house. And hold on a sec. Okay, so Uncle Gary. So he's moving in. So let's read. Today's Monday in the row, which it's not. It's Saturday for us. Living with Uncle Gary hasn't been easy. On his few nights in the house, he slept on an air mattress in Manny's room. But Uncle Gary has these nightmares that wake him up in the middle of the night, and last Monday had a really bad one. There's monkey in the wall! There's monkeys in the wall! So if you remember that Manny has his own bed, if you remember, and he's just like screaming. Now, Uncle Gary is sleeping on the couch in the family room, and Manny's bed is in the middle of his room away from the walls. He's really inconvenient with Uncle Gary sleeping on our couch. His bad dreams keep him up all night. Then he sleeps through most of the day. That really stinks when you just want to relax after school and watch some TV. I'm home. Shh. So Uncle Gary's just sleeping on the couch, and when he comes home, he's like, I'm home. Shh. The person who's been affected the most by Uncle Gary is Roderick, though. Before Uncle Gary moved in, Roderick particularly lived on the couch in the family room, especially on weekends. Now Roderick doesn't have anywhere to go when Dad kicks him out of bed in the basement on Saturday mornings. So if you guys remember, he just sleeps on the couch when Dad kicks him out of his bed. The other day, Roderick came upstairs, and when he saw Uncle Gary in his spot, he just slept on the other part of the couch. So he slept on the top against the wall. Dad really has been nagging Uncle Gary about finding a job, but Uncle Gary says he's tried and no one is hiring. Uncle Gary has never held down a job for more than a few days. The last one he had was over summer. When he worked as a test subject for a company that made pepper spray, I'm pretty sure he quit before lunch. I think we need to add more pepper. So pepper spray. When you spray it in someone's eye, it hurts because it's pepper and it's really hot. So Dad wants Uncle Gary to get a job like he has when you work in the office and have regular hours. But I don't think Uncle Gary is cut out for an office job. I'm not so sure I am either. Dad has to dress up for work every day in a shirt and a tie, and he has to wear dress shoes and dress socks too. I've already decided that when I'm going to grow up. I'm going to find a job where you don't need to wear socks that go up to your knees. Has anyone seen my pants? He's just in his underwear. He's going to have to go to work in his underwear. Last summer, Dad brought me to bring your child to work day at his office, but the people at Dad's work must have realized their jobs would be boring to their kids, so they brought in all sorts of entertainment. For most of the day, us kids stayed in the cafeteria while grown-ups got some work done in their office. So this guy's doing magic tricks. I don't think anyone's happy about it. Towards the end of the day, Dad brought me into his office while he tried to finish up an important project. So I sat there next to him and waited. But I think it was hard for him to concentrate when someone was looking over his shoulder. So he's just trying to do a project here. Dad gave me some money to buy something from the vending machine. He was probably just trying to get rid of me for a little while, so he wasn't too happy when I came in later with a box of job breakers. You see, he's just eating some of those candies or snacks or whatever, and Dad doesn't want it. He hates it. Dad told me he really needed to finish what he was doing, so he asked me to find somewhere else to sit while he wrapped things up. He must have been really distracted that day, because he went home and left me behind. I might have been stuck there all night if the janitor wouldn't have found me. So he's just eating his candy in the bathroom. Poor Gregory. Anyway, Dad is pretty annoyed that Uncle Gary doesn't have any money and has been mooching off him. Mom has actually started giving Uncle Gary an allowance, even though he doesn't have to do any chores for it, which feels wrong to me. Uncle Gary even gets an allowance. He's older than these kids, and he still has to. I just hope Uncle Gary uses some of his allowance to pay for his own bubble bath. He used up all of mine on the second day he was here, and it was really not the same when the water is crystal clear. So he normally has a bubble bath every day, but no. So that was it for today. So they're having a lot of trouble with Uncle Gary. So now we're going to read on to our last story, Characters at Crossroads. We started this book a while back. So the last time we read a story, a very confusing story about Jason's challenge. So you guys can go read that. It was very confusing, but it's still good. So now we're going to read about the White Mouse. Although Nancy Wake was known as the White Mouse, she was anything but. Wake was born in 1912 and grew up in Australia. She worked as a nurse, but after receiving a small inheritance, she left Australia. She eventually ended up in Paris, where she took a job as a reporter. When she wasn't writing newspaper stories, she lived the life of a fun-loving young woman who enjoyed frequent parties and dances. She married a wealthy French businessman, Hedrick Foucault, and the two settled in France. I don't know. Then in the 1930s, Wake visited Germany. So you may be wondering, who the heck is Wake? It's Wake, Nancy Wake. They're saying her last name for her name, basically, if that makes sense. Wake visited Germany. What she saw and heard there changed her life. She was horrified by the Nazi rise to power and the Adolf Hitler's humanity treatment of the Jews. Jews or Jews, I don't know. When the Germans invaded France in 1940, Wake and her husband joined the French resistance together and helped thousands of Jewish refugees and Allied servicemen escape to Spain. The Gestapo dumped Wake, the White Mouse, for her ability to invade, capture, and put her on top of the most wanted list. In 1940, with the Germans closing in, Wake managed to escape in Spain. Her husband, however, remained behind and was arrested by the Nazis, who I forget what this woman is. I know what it is. Who? Okay, I don't remember what the word is, but excused. I don't know. Him when he refused to inform on his wife. So basically, he got from the Nazis. So it really sucked for him. Wake never gave up in her fight against fascism. I don't know. She traveled from Spain to England, where she trained as a British spy. She parachuted back into France with weapons for members of the resistance hiding in the mountains. She also led bands of resistant fighters and attacks the enemy. After war, Nancy Wake was showered with honors and awards. She told her remarkable story in an autobiography titled The White Mouse in 2011. She died in London at the age of 98, so she lived for a while. I was actually born, I was born in 2010, and she wrote this autobiography titled The White Mouse in 2011, so pretty interesting fact. So that was The White Mouse. Who thought the story was going to be like a little white mouse? I didn't know it was going to be like, I didn't know it was an actual person. So next time we're going to read about a very good story called Cassie's Fight. I actually love the story, and you're going to like it too. And well, I'll see you later on Monday or another day near Monday. See you later.